Did I spell tier right? Okay, I think I did. I don't know why I struggle with that one. Hello. Okay, we might be here for a while. I'm not gonna lie. I hope not, but we might. What's up, Dracog? Hope you're doing well. Welcome in. So I do want to make it clear, I am going to be referencing the descriptions of some of the holos that I don't know as well. Because obviously I haven't sweated the game out for 100 fucking years. Reaction stream when? I'm not a reaction streamer. SMH. So yeah, I do want to be clear that I might have to reference some stuff. You're gonna judge me? Uh-oh. That's not good. I'm gonna make some bad choices. I want that to be clear. Let me go over to here. Is that good? Does that look good? We got the whole tier list, bro. We got the whole thing. Okay, I do want to say one thing. Mona Lisa is obviously no longer an uncommon. It is now a rare. But at the time of the stuff I have, it is an uncommon. But I'm gonna rate it as the newer version. I'm gonna do everything based on the current version of the game. So if anything changes, that's why. Like I'm gonna rate this as a rare. I'm gonna say it when I get to it, but it might take a while. But yeah, I made a little tier list. Put everything in here, all of the images, and yeah, because I haven't played Lucky Shot as much as Balatro, I don't know all of the holos just by looking at them. And even Balatro, it took me a while to get to that point. So I am going to be referencing them from the game. So I hope that's not a problem. This tier list is mostly just for max diff. I might have a consideration for Endless, like for example with King. Like obviously King is way better for Endless. So if it's something where a big part of it is Endless, I will talk about it. But mostly I'm kind of just like someone that cares about the high difficulty, level 6, anti-8, whatever you want to call it. We love garlic bread, by the way. Let's go, Dracog. I'm gonna make some garlic bread on Friday. Yeah, I mean we'll get there. Hopefully I can get this done in 2 hours. Hope you're doing well, Dorito. So yeah, I'm going to be referencing the holos in game. I want that to be clear. I hope that's not a problem for people. What I'm gonna do is, let me see if I can get Lucky Shot on the side. See, this is when I wish I had 3 monitors. That would be amazing. If I had 3 monitors right now, oh my god. I'm gonna like window mode Lucky Shot and kind of have it like in between. And then I'm gonna like try and read the description of some stuff that I need to read it on. Bro got the arm warmer buff, let's go. I mean, it's just that simple. You should invest in the socks. Oh, Lucky Shot does not like being unfull screened. Ah. Okay, you know what? I'll just do this. Alright, if there's any oh, that's not gonna work. Okay. Hold on. Mine a bit of scuffness, but we're working through it, don't worry. I'm just gonna do... Yeah, that's fair. YouTube UI isn't great. Okay, well, I can at least get started now. I don't know if these are all in perfect order, by the way. I don't think they are. Heads up for Stolen Art. We are buffing it to a plus 0.2 streak bonus. So, okay, guns. The thing is, the problem with that is, like, I don't know how many things are going to get changed and buffed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically rate everything as it is now, with the exception of Mona Lisa, because I have the old Mona Lisa before it got buffed into a rare. Mona Lisa I'll rate as a rare, but it's going to look like an uncommon because I have the old image. But yeah, let me know if there's any issues with the stream. We're going to start off with aimbot beta, I believe is what it's called. Yes. And this auto aims to the nearest target when missing for the first time in a round. Okay, so aimbot beta, this little guy, it's a cool idea. It's kind of like a mini aimbot, which is what's it? This one down here. It's like a mini aimbot. I kind of find it useless, to be honest. Actually, kind of worse than useless, because a lot of the time I'm shooting a target and then I'll miss and it will like snap me to a different target really randomly, it will feel like. And it's just a little bit like jarring and confusing to me. So instead of being like a good thing where it's like, oh, hey, you miss, you get a free target out of that. I kind of like, I don't even shoot when it happens because I'm like, oh, like it shocks me. So a lot of the time it's actually not even a good thing. And like, you know, it's a common, it's cheap, but I don't know. It doesn't help you score really. And it's only once per round. I think it's just one of those holos where it's just kind of there to just like bulk out with some random stuff. Yeah, I would never willingly pick it up, exactly. Like, even if I got this from a holo drink, I'd just sell it. I'd just sell it to try and recoup my losses, man. I think this poor little guy hasn't got much use. Little drone-looking guy. I think it is honestly going to be an F. Starting strong. Aimbot beta is good for strike synergy. I mean, it's not really, though. Because even if it doesn't count as missing, like, it's once per round. And like I said, a lot of the time, I'll miss. It will snap me onto a target and I'll be so shocked I won't even shoot. Because I'm like, oh, like, what just happened? So it doesn't really, like, work. And then, yeah, just aim better. Yeah, just have better aim. Who needs this? Just have better aim. I mean, like, in my personal opinion, it's F. Like, it doesn't help. It doesn't give me any more scoring. Yeah, and I do think sometimes it's a hindrance to my scoring because I get like so pulled away from what I'm doing. Because like if you're gonna get pulled away, I want it to be a full aimbot, you know? But obviously there's a big difference. But yeah, that's my opinion on that one. The next one is Pinata, which spawns 5 targets every round. What did I just do? Yo, what did I just click on? Where did I go? Let me go back. Okay. Anyway, let's try that again. Pinata spawns 5 targets every round. Actually kind of nice. Like, especially early on as well, having an extra 5 targets. Obviously, you don't run into an issue where you don't have enough targets because, like, they spawn as soon as you destroy them. But having targets that are closer to each other makes it so you don't have to travel as far. It makes it so there's a lower chance of you missing because of that travel. Like, I mean, in Osu, you know, an aim game, further away things are harder because they're further away. It's harder to jump to them, right? So if you're trying to jump from target to target, that makes it easier. Lets you maybe even spam a little bit more. Like if you have the AR as well, the rifle, you can hold it down a bit more. It is nice. It's not bad at all. It's obviously, it's not really helping you a lot. But just having a couple extra targets, I think it definitely does make it a little bit nicer. I wouldn't willingly pick this up. I don't think it will be worth the cost. I have no idea how much it costs. Even if it was $1, I don't know if I'd pick it up. But if I get it from a holo drink, I'm not upset, right? Like, it's fine. I'll sell it if I'm, like, below interest cap. If I'm not, I'll keep it for a bit. I don't mind. It's okay. There's a lot of better commons in the game, but this definitely isn't bad. I think it's just, like, meh, right? It gives you some more targets. It can help a little. It can help you get some more target points. I think I'll give it like a D because there are some really good commons. And like, I want to make it clear, a D is like, you know, it's not great. It is kind of bad, but it's not like harming you. Like, I think aimbot, this aimbot beta can actually harm you. Like, this guy is like, it's whatever. It's whatever. I don't hate it. I don't really like it. It's fine. The next one is the... Okay, how do I even pronounce this? Matryoshka. Matryoshka. Okay, but large jokers are not this hard to pronounce. Matryoshka. I'm just going to call it Matt, okay? It spawns 3 targets when you full reload. So very similar to Pinata, right? It's the same kind of thing. But instead of it only being an extra 5 targets around, it's 3 targets every time you full reload. And I think that is a lot better. Obviously, it depends on the gun you have, because some guns like the rifle have a lot more bullets. But if you're running like the pistol, which is my favorite gun so far, the base pistol, you're going to be reloading a lot more, right? And it's not even like a 1 in 2 chance. It's guaranteed. Thank you, by the way, Bear. I appreciate that. Good luck with work. Yeah, like, I think this has potential to be really good. Because I don't know if there's like a cap to how many targets you can have on screen. I haven't ran into that before. But the fact that this is a guaranteed +3 targets for every full reload has crazy potential. Even early on, this is still really good because you're going to be reloading a couple times per round, even with guns that have a lot of bullets. So it's already better than Pinata, right? It's just better. And if you have one of those builds where you only have a couple bullets, you have some overclock targets, you're reloading a lot, you're going to get so many targets on the screen where you can just hold the button down. You're not going to miss as much, and you're not going to have to try and bounce between different targets. It's going to make it a lot easier to score. It's going to make you a lot more confident. And I don't know if those targets like can't be graffiti or something. I'm assuming they can, because then you're just going to rotate through your graffitis more, right? You're going to see more freeze targets, you're going to see more overclock targets, you're going to see more shinies, if it can do that. I don't actually know. But I'm assuming if you're spawning a target and you have a graffiti, it has a chance to be that graffiti. So it has a lot of potential. I think it could be pretty good. Obviously, like, in of itself, it's not giving any scoring, but I think it is a lot better than Pinata. And if Pinata's a D, I think this is easily a C at least. I think it's a bit niche, and because it doesn't have scoring associated with it, I'm not going to give it like a B or an A. But I think a C is pretty fair. Like, if I saw this in the shop and I had a reload build, I would probably consider picking it up if I had space. Like, I would actually consider this one. So yeah, I think it's decent. It can be good in some situations. The next one is, I know this one, but I don't know the name. It's like Midas or something. Midas Touch. Okay, yeah. So Midas Touch, what it does is it gives you 1 weapon molt per shiny bullet in your mag. This one's really interesting. In a lot of the builds I prefer, it's not very helpful because I like having a very small magazine size. But one thing that's really important in the higher difficulties, you do want to have shiny bullets early on if you can get them, or at least, you know, shiny targets. So you're already going to want to have shiny bullets for good econ. So this is basically just free molt. And molt is amazing, right? It's scaling plus molt. It's a common. And the way to scale it is by getting things that you already want. Shiny bullets are expensive. I think they're like $6 or something. But they pay themselves off extremely fast, especially if you have a low mag build. You're rotating through them constantly. If you have a bigger mag build, that does mean that you're going to find them less, but because you're going to have more, you're going to still get through them, right? Like, it kind of works great either way. And again, like, scaling plus molt is like so important, right? Like, also in Balatro, that's one of the most important things to find early on. You just want scaling plus molt. And a plus molt that scales on something that you also just want anyway. Like, shiny bullets are great. You're always going to want to have them. So Midas is just always great. Like, there's no downside. It's a common. It's not that expensive. I'm assuming it's like $3 for a common. It's just great, right? And yeah, there's a lot of synergies with having a big mag as well. So, I mean, like, this might be like an A or a B. I think I want to give it like an A because it's so easy to scale. And like, you can get the metal detector, if that's what it's called, the rare, which gives you a shiny bullet every round. And that's like a crazy synergy. Yeah, I think this is definitely an A, even by itself in a vacuum. This is just great. It's so easy to scale. Hell yeah. And now we got Slot Machine. This holo was broken for a while, which sucked. But Slot Machine is genuinely busted. This thing is nuts. Even with high mag builds, if you're going for the highest difficulty and you're like mid game, early game, even late game, a lot of the time you don't have enough bullets for this to be impossible to use. And if you go for those lower magazine sizes, Slot Machine goes crazy. Off the top of my head, Slot Machine is a 1 in 2 chance to gain, I think it's $2 per full reload. I will double check if that's what it is. Each full, yep, that is what it is. So yeah, 1 in 2 chance for every full reload to give you $2 at the end of the round, which is insane. Like, actually insane. Like, beyond busted. I hope they don't nerf Slot Machine because it's so nice. Not only does it have great usage early on, it's also really good in Endless if you have a lower mags build. If you go for something like Spring and Slot Machine or something like that, you're just going to be spam reloading constantly because of overclock targets, and you're going to be getting so much money. $2. $2. And if you already have Omen, that's guaranteed. 2 in 2. It's insane. Like, I even if it got nerfed to 1 in 4, I think it would still be like an A. But in its current state, this is an S. Like, money is by far the most important thing in games like this. In Balatro, in Lucky Shot, any roguelike that has a big focus on your deck or your bullets, your jokers, your items, you need money. That is by far the most important thing. If you don't have money, you just die slowly, right? And Slot Machine gives you a lot of money, like an unreasonable amount. Even on the first round, you're going to be reloading a couple times. So this is already a few dollars immediately. Like, it pays itself off in the first round, I think, which is just insane. And as soon as you start adding overclock targets into the mix, it just goes nuts. You just hold the button down if you have enough scoring to do that, and you just get hundreds and hundreds of dollars. It's crazy. Okay, I should probably try and hurry up a little. It's going to take too long. Okay, the next one we got is half loaded. So it gives times 1.5 streak bonus when your magazine is below half. So this is another, like, pretty decent holo. It's not like the craziest thing in the game, but it is a nice amount of scoring. Because, you know, depending on your magazine size, that could be a lot of bullets. And even if it's not, that's still a good score increase. Times 1.5 to your streak bonus is going to be going up a lot faster because of that. And it can help a lot early on because some of the, like, for example, the first boss is like 600. That can be a little sketchy. Like, it actually can. Especially if you're using the rifle or anything that 2 shots. It can be really sketchy. So getting a nice streak bonus going can help a lot early on. And those are the most important things you need. I've used half-loaded a bit. It just, like, it's not one of those holos that you carry for that long. It's not going to do a lot after a couple levels. But getting it in the first couple levels is really nice. I don't think it's one of those holos that you get into an actual build. It's just like a supporting piece to get you to the mid-game, I think. And for that purpose, it works. It works really well. I would probably, because it doesn't have the ability to live, like, past the first few levels, I would put it a bit lower because of that. But, like, it's so useful early on, so I do want to at least give it, like, a C. Like, it is really good early on. And also, like, the hardest part of the run should be the first few levels, because once you start getting past that point, you should have enough money to just kind of snowball. So anything that helps with those first few levels is really important, which is also similar to the next one, if I recall. Let me get it. Thunder. Destroying a target with your magazine's last bullet gives times 3 streak bonus. So Thunder is just better, in my opinion. Because most of the guns starting out, they're only going to have like 5, I want to say, bullets that are under half the mag. I think Thunder's a lot better because it gives you the option of getting a lower mag build where you only have a few bullets. So you're going to be getting to that trigger a lot more consistently, a lot quicker. And if you have bunker gun or something like that, then you do just have 1 bullet, which obviously has disadvantages, but Thunder at least works a bit later on. You know, you wouldn't have Thunder in Endless, obviously. I mean, maybe you could. You could maybe make it work for a little bit, but I think Thunder has a lot more potential, and it can stay with you for a lot longer if you build into it a bit more. And that's the most important thing, right? Like, it's great early on, and you have the option to build into it if you don't get anything else. And plus, times 3. That's a good amount. Times 3 is quite a lot. I think I wouldn't put it with Midas, no. I think I would give it a B, though. I think a B is fair. Like, I think it does do quite a lot. And again, especially early on, like, It's a little bit harder if you have like the rifle to get to that last bullet, but you're still going to be reloading a couple times around, so you're going to be triggering it a few times. So it just ends up being better in the long run, I think. I mean, yeah, like there's stuff that's better than Thunder, of course, but that doesn't mean Thunder's bad, because like you can't rely on finding the better stuff all the time, because you don't have that much money starting out. You have to greed your money. If I'm starting out and I'm like level 2, no scoring, Thunder's there, I'm taking Thunder. If, you know, if Pinata's there, I'm not taking Pinata. Fuck no. Hell no. But they have their own situations where they're better or worse, right? And speaking of their own situations where they're better or worse, Penny Stack. Penny Stack is really good. I like it. But blue drinks kind of make it irrelevant. That's the problem. Blue drinks are really strong. Really, really strong. And I think if blue drinks weren't in the game, Penny Stack would be like A or S, bro. Like, seriously, Penny Stack is really good if you can't find blue drinks. And obviously, you're going to want to greed your money anyway. You're going to want to have money. What Penny Stack does is it gives you +1 target points per dollar owned. So it is pretty easy to get Penny Stack up to like 50, maybe even 100 target points, which makes a huge difference on your scoring, because that's like per every target, I believe, which is just absurd. Like, I think the target points start as like 5. Maybe Penny Stack got nerfed because I'm looking at it in-game right now and it says +1. But even +1, you can get it up to a lot of target points really quick. And even like early on, right? Like early on, you've got $20, level 1, maybe level 2. You pick up Penny Stack, your score's going so much higher immediately. Having all of those points, right? And it's consistent scaling. It's insane. Like, I mean, it is the ball, but one thing that makes it slightly less valuable is just how easy it is to just buy a couple blue drinks. But I think the blue drinks are technically more expensive, right? Because it's like $3 for +2. So technically, Penny Stack is just better. Mostly, you know, the blue drinks free up the slot. But despite that, having a consistent way to get target points is really important. And especially early on, you pick this up, it just carries you really hard as soon as you get some malt as well. You really can just live off of just this. Blue drinks are +5. Okay, blue drinks are insane, man. I thought, why'd I think they were +3? Maybe they should be +3. No idea. I think Penny Stack, I mean, it's basically the same as Midas, right? It's basically a question of which is easier to scale, which is Penny Stack. Which is better? I think Midas is still better. Because, like, in Balatro, one thing that makes chips so much better is that chips are hard to get. There's less chip jokers. And I'm 100% sure there's less target point holos in this game as well. But because of the blue drinks, it kind of makes it a bit different. I guess planet levels are the same thing as blue drinks, but I don't know. Blue drinks feel a lot more powerful. So I think that does devalue it a bit. But Penny Stack is still really strong. I think I would still give it... I mean, it's either an A or a B. I think I would still give it an A. Target points are more abundant. Really? Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, planet levels do require you to get the hand. I mean, having blue drinks and Penny Stack is kind of unnecessary because at that point you're getting diminishing returns with the target points because you can't really multiply your target points. You're just adding more. At that point, you just want X mult. But it is still really important to have target points. Oh, hello, Maya. Do we actually have target X mult in this game? I actually didn't know that.
Fat guy.
I think I'll give it an A, but I think I prefer Midas. That might be a hot take already, but I think I prefer Midas over that. Me personally. I think I value the malt a little bit more because it just feels easier to get target points in this game. because you can just shoot so many more targets and you get the target points as well. Okay, the next one, honestly, don't remember what this one is. Oh, the abacus. What's up, Pat? Hope you're doing well.
Hey, Ballerinator Balls and Dick and
Is
Cock.
maybe not the best cheer I've ever seen. Abacus gives +1 target points per bullet in your mag. So very similar to Penny Stack, but this one is basically the equivalent of Midas, right? So nice synergy. You have shiny bullets, gives you +1 mult per shiny bullet, and then you also get +1 target points. But it's a lot harder to get that many bullets compared to money, because the Penny Stack is obviously like $100 is 100 target points. If you're having 100 bullets, if you're buying those, that's going to be like a couple $100 instead of $100, right? So it theoretically scales slower. There are other holos that can get you more bullets. You can get challenges that give you bullets. You can get the expired drinks or whatever that give you like a couple special bullets. But I think overall it's harder to get that many bullets compared to money. So I would say this scales slower, and I would rather have Penny Stack, because Penny Stack is like universal, right? You always want more money. You don't always want more bullets. So I would probably, yeah, I think I would drop this like to a B. Like, it's still great. If I'm offered this in like level 2 and I'm running a rifle, that's already like a couple X's on my score. Like, you're going from like what, +5 points to plus like 20, +15, something like that. Like, it's a good increase. I think I would still give this a B. A D? D's kind of crazy. I don't know about a D. Targets start out at 10. Okay, it's 10, not 5. Hey, I was close. It also drops points per shot. Oh, is it actually based on, like, literally in the mag at the moment? Ooh. We got a Pinata lover. I think that does make it a lot worse, because it doesn't stick. Okay. I mean, this is literally giving you more target points. It's like the same thing. I still would prefer this over Pinata, though. Pinata's only +5. Like, that's not really that much. +5 targets. And you're not necessarily going to get all of those targets. Maybe I just have bad aim. Maybe I just suck. I think I would put this... Maybe, yeah, probably below that. I'll put this there. Bottom of C at the moment. I think that's where I'm going to put that. I think that's fair. The next one we got the eggs. We got the eggs, which are basically like the popcorn from Balatro, the northern eggs, if I recall. Gives +7 weapon mult, loses -1 weapon mult after each round. Consumes at 0. Okay, so obviously, long term, these are useless, right? Like, you're not gonna have a build with these. That's not possible. But the purpose of these is basically to tie you over. If you need some scoring right now, you can just buy these, and they're slowly going to dwindle. They're decent. They give you mult that you need, and it is a pretty good amount of mult early on. +7 is a good amount, especially like in like level 2, level 3, where you're going to be needing that. If I see it, I'm happy to see it. It helps me just greed my money a bit more while I'm waiting to look for something better. I think I would definitely give it like a solid B. 100%. 100% I'll give it a B. Like right there. I think that's fair. Because, you know, these ones are permanent. You can keep them forever. But the amount of mult this gives you, lets you greed. It's so nice. I think I would put it here. We love eggs. And then we got the... What's it called? The chest. Gives +3 target points per special bullet in your mag. Okay, so this is basically the same as Abacus, which is kind of interesting. We are working on icons for bosses and challenges, so TLS content like this is also possible with them. Hell yeah, I'll look forward to that. So yeah, the chest being specifically special bullets, kind of like meh. Because like, as in like, it's not really that much of a difference. because a lot of the time the bullets you're adding are just going to be special bullets. So this is basically just Abacus, but way better. Exactly. Like, the difference between bullets and special bullets, who's just adding normal bullets to their mag unless you like using hologram, right? Like, this is just better. This is just 3 times better, just straight up. And also, like, the fact that it's another common is kind of crazy. They're both just commons and one of them's so much better. I would give this, like, I mean, obviously it's more than you, right? Plus 3 per bullet. So it pretty much scales like penny stack, but it's with bullets instead of money. Because I think bullets on average tend to be around like $3, but then the shinies are like 6. I think I would put this above the eggs because they scale, they don't go away. I think I would put you here. The top of B, maybe? That is a lot of target points very quickly. Even just starting out, that's going to give you quite a lot. And if the chest is based on total count, that's a huge upgrade. If it is. I think I would put this at the top of B right now. Because that is like, you could carry that to the end of the game pretty easily. Especially being total count. Yeah, I think I would happily carry that to the end of the game. This is just way better. And you know what? I will put Abacus 1 down because of it. There you go. I'm not putting it below Pinata though. I don't think Pinata's all that. I don't think it's all that. But yeah, this is like actually really good. Always nice to see. Definitely like something I'll take up immediately. The next one we've got is... Where's it at? I think I do remember what it does, but I just want to make sure I read them. Okay, yeah, Pocket Watch. Literally just makes you reload faster. In a vacuum, reloading faster is nice. Especially if you have like Slot Machine and you're going for a full reload build. But overclock targets exist. The Pocket Watch is kind of like, eh. Like, it's fine, especially if you have a gun that reloads slower. Like, you know, I know the sniper. Is there 2 snipers or 1? I know the sniper I've used, it does reload quite slow. It is nice to have, but like, I feel like, oh my god, there's dogs barking so loud outside. I feel like by the time the faster reloads would be the most useful, you've kind of already got a couple graffitis by then. Like, it's not useless, right? It does have its own scenarios where it's useful, but like, I would rather just buy overclock targets. Like, it doesn't do as much as Pinata, that's for sure, because Pinata can at least be good based on other holos you have. Pocket Watch making you reload a bit quicker is like, eh. The graffitis do that and way better, right? The graffitis do that and they scale. What am I going to do? Get 2 Pocket Watches? Get a chunk one? Like, yeah, I think honestly, I mean, it's going in F. It is going in F. I don't know if it's worse or better than the aim, but I think it's worse, honestly. I just really don't like it. I just think it's useless. Like, I think this is genuinely useless. Because you already have that with overclock targets. And, you know, you could argue that, oh, but what if you don't find overclock targets? I have never, apart from scenarios where I have absolutely screwed myself like an idiot, I have never thought, oh my god, I don't reload quick enough. Unless you take, like, so many of the drinks that removed hacked and, like, half your reload time or whatever, or double it, sorry. Unless you take, like, 10 of those, and even then, this isn't going to help that much, right? So yeah, I'm going to put it below. This actually mugged a holo. Crazy. I mean, yeah, like, the Pocket Watch doesn't grief, but, like, it's so useless. Like, some people might find use of this. Oh. Okay, there we go. The next one we've got, is that Bravery, I think? Did I actually get one of them? Hold on. I gotta actually, like, find it in the holo collection, because I can't search in here yet. They need to add searching. They really need to add searching. Oh god, this one's like really far away, I think. Oh yeah, I don't even have all the holos unlocked, so that's going to be an issue. Someone's going to have to tell me what some of them do if I forget. Okay, this one is the ×2 streak, yeah. Yeah, that was the one I was thinking of. I'm actually like... Oh, there it is, yeah. It is called Bravery, yeah. So ×2 streak bonus. for the round when you've accepted the challenge or you're on a boss fight. One of my favorite combos when I first started the game was Bravery and the trophy, the Diamond Trophy, I think it's called, because you're going to want to accept challenges anyway. And like, obviously there's some scenarios where you don't want to accept a challenge because it could kill you. But in general, you kind of want to accept as many challenges as you want, not just for trophy, but because, you know, they tend to give you more money or drinks, special bullets. A lot of the time you want to accept a challenge. ×2 is really nice. Just having that guaranteed ×2, I think it really helps. And having it on the bosses as well is really nice. Like, just guaranteed ×2 on bosses, even if you're not accepting challenges. I really like it. And it literally works in every build. It's just ×2. Straight up. ×2 streak bonus. It just works. It just works. I think the problem is, like, it's not scaling, but it is X-Molt. I wouldn't say it's better than something like Midas that scales. I don't think it would be better than Chest, because Chest scales. It's definitely better than Eggs, obviously. I think it would be like here. Like, towards the top of B. I would give it an A, but I don't know. I think Chest is still better. Having scaling target points, I think that's so important. Although the fact that you don't have to have a lot of bullets, Bravery just works. And X-Molt is really important. Even if it's just like ×2 streak bonus, it's still really nice. Maybe I would put it at the top of B. I think Penny Stacks is for sure better. I think I put it at the top of B. No, I don't think Chest should be here, because Penny Stack is like so much better still. I think this is what I like. I think I like this. I think that's what I'm going to go with. And next we got genuinely one of the like most insane holos in the game. Gold Mine. So, okay, this isn't just a question of how good is Gold Mine. This is also a question of Slot Machine versus Gold Mine. So, Slot Machine, obviously better for Endless. Slot Machine you can take way further because you can just reload so much faster. But a lot of the time when I'm taking a Gold Mine, I want it for... And also, like, there's the argument of in Endless, you're shooting more targets, destroying more targets. So, even Gold Mine still scales a lot, but I think Slot Machine does outscale Gold Mine. But even then, a lot of what I'm considering is just going to level 6. And I think for the most part, Gold Mine is better. Because it's more consistent, and it works on any build in the entire game. It's just every 5th target, shiny. So simple, so easy. Really, really nice. I'm definitely going to make it the best so far. 100%. 100%. Should add like an S+, but I'm just going to give it the top of S. I am going to think about Endless for some stuff, because I don't mind having a slight consideration. But I'm not going to let it influence it heavily. It's just more going to be like, you know, King. King, I have to talk about Endless if I'm considering King or Boomerang. Otherwise, it's just kind of like an unfair representation of what that holo is. Because some of the holos are just made for Endless, really. Because I would never ever take, like, bro, Boomerang, I am never taking that in my life unless I'm running King. Like, and I'm going Endless. If I'm just going to level 6, Boomerang is like nerfing me. I don't want Boomerang, man. I don't want to miss that much. And like, Prismatic Loader or Prism Loader, whatever the hell. Oh, hell no. What does that even do? Like... And yeah, like, King obviously is still good, even without Endless, but... I'm just saying that I do still want to at least consider Endless. The next one, really, really simple common. If I recall, it's Time Top Up. Yep, it just gives you 3 more seconds in the round. Considering the fact that one of my favorite vouchers gives you +5 seconds in the round, getting even just 3 more seconds is really nice. Because it lets you get more money from things like Slot Machine, Gold Mine. It gives you more scoring because you get more target points, you get more streak bonus. You can get more mult scaling with things like Gun Barrel. You just get more. +3 seconds is just more. It's more of everything. It's a universal thing. It gives you more time to score. It gives you more time to get money. It's great. I love 3 seconds. Even only being 3 seconds, I really like it. I think that you can't, like there's no downside to having an extra 3 seconds in a round. At least I don't think so. Maybe there's some like crazy thing, but yeah, it's just more everything. Exactly. Like if you're running a decent build that's surviving and you find this, it's just, okay, more. Give me more. And even then, like if you're really struggling to survive, taking the extra 3 seconds could be the difference easily because you just get more time to hit more targets. Like if you're starved of target points, this gives you more target points. It kind of a similar thing to Pinata, I suppose, but this is so much better. It is kind of hard to rate it because like in a really bad build, time top up is good, but it's not going to make a difference. In a really good build, this is going to make a difference because you get more time to do your stuff. I think in general, I would put it below these two because these are so important. I think I would take it above all of these. I mean, like, obviously it's very situational. It depends. Like, you know, if I was about to die and I'm offered eggs and time top up, I take eggs if I don't have malt. Duh. But in most runs, I'm more happy to see this than this, of course, because in most runs, I need time top up more. Well, I don't need it, but I want it more. I don't see why you guys value a couple more targets so much more. Like, I've never really had a build on the highest difficulty where I'm like, oh, I really need more targets spawning on my screen. I mean, this feels like a C for me. But yeah, time top up, I think I would give it... I think bravery is better. But this is very versatile, so that could make a good argument for why it's better than bravery. Think about it as an engine for gold mine. I mean, yeah, but like, I mean, Pinata is only 5, so that's like literally plus $1. And that's if you hit the targets. This is a lot better because it's plus 3 for every reload, but it doesn't give you that much scoring. It's just a couple extra target points. I would say it's still mid. This is plus 3, this is plus 5, by the way. Like, this is way better than Pinata still. Anyway, time top up, I think I would put it at the top of B. I do like bravery, but the extra time is so versatile that I think it just has more use overall. So yeah, I think I give this the top of B. And it's like only 3 seconds being the top of B just shows how nice the extra time is. Like a time drink is so nice as well. Okay, the next one, if I recall, this is also target points. Time bomb gives plus 2 target points per remaining second. This one's kind of nice. I do want to like confirm. So the way this would work, if your round is 20 seconds long, do you get 40 target points? Is that how that works? Well, it'll be, you know, 40, 39, 38, 37, 36, 35, or like, would it be like that? Well, no, it'll go down in 2s, but you get my, it would be 30, 28, 26, 24, 22, 20. Yeah, I'm assuming that's how it works. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. It is really nice. The thing is with target points is a lot of the time, and it works the same in Balatro, a lot of the time, once you get past a certain amount of target points, you don't really need more. Because it does reach diminishing returns in most builds where you just want to focus on getting X malt and malt. Once you've kind of got, like, I feel like once I've got around about like 100 target points, maybe 50 to 100 range, I'm like done. Like, I don't care anymore. Because adding a blue drink is only, you know, a small percent. Adding another target point joker is only a percent. Like, it doesn't make as big of a difference. I think Time Bomb is one of those holos where it gets you so much closer to that like limit, if that makes sense, to where you're like, okay, I've got my target points. And it's just like, it's nice, it's easy, it's there, and it can scale passively if you get extra time. You don't really need to think about it. Time Bomb just gives you all the target points you'll need, right? And then you just want to think about X-Malt. So I think it is really nice for that. like, it doesn't have the ability to really scale that much compared to other stuff because it's a lot harder to get time than it is money or bullets. I would still personally put this way above chest because chest is kind of expensive if you want to scale it. And like chest is only giving you like about the same on some of like the highest mag size guns that you start with, I think. Maybe even less. I think I do prefer time bomb over chest, me personally. Maybe the fact that it does scale down would make it a little worse. I mean, it's definitely better than Abacus. I think it's better than you. Maybe it's slightly worse than chest. It's kind of similar, though. It's kind of similar. I mean, it's just because, like, for me personally, I prefer lower mag sizes. Because I really like just getting, like, a couple bullets, getting those overclock targets, and then just, like, spam reloading. Because there's so many synergies with full reloading. So if I'm going for lower mag size, I do prefer this over chest. Okay, I would never say it's above Midas. Because Midas is scaling Molt. Which, for some reason... Yeah, Molt is harder to get in this game. I mean, I'm not saying... I wasn't assuming the developer to be lying, but... Yeah, no, they're actually right. Molt is definitely... Plus Molt is harder to get than plus target points. So... Midas is definitely better. Penny Stack is definitely better. I think I do still prefer this over chest. I don't know if Bravery's better, though. No, I think I would put it, like, right there. For me, it's very close to chest. Like, I think this is, like, either way works. I think it depends on, like, what the playstyle of the person is. So I'm going to put it just above chest. Alright, next one. We've got Rainbow. Your magazine's last bullet applies the effect of a random special bullet. Okay. I'm just going to say 2 words. Rainbow bullet. Like, you only have 6 holo slots. I get that this could work in low mag builds, but like, you can just take a rainbow bullet. Just a single rainbow bullet is this holo. It applies an additional effect. So it gives you... Wait, so does it work on top of like a ricochet? So you can get a ricochet bullet and an explosive bullet? That does make it a bit better. But like, even then, I don't know, even then I still don't really like it. Yeah, no, I wasn't saying it would stack with rainbow. I just meant I could just take a rainbow bullet instead of the solo. Having 2 effects is pretty cool. But like, realistically, like what are like the 2, like a shiny, I could have a shiny bullet and then it could also ricochet. That could be kind of cool. It might be bugged. I'm just going to go on the assumption that it does stack. But even then, I still don't really see the point of it, to be honest. Like, I could just have a shiny bullet and a ricochet bullet. A shiny ricochet, that is cool if it gives you $2. That is kind of like a Giga Shiny. If it like ricochets and gives you another... But if it doesn't, if it's just a shiny bullet and then it does like a ricochet bullet after, that's kind of meh. Add some utility for the deletes all your bullets boss. God, I don't even remember which one that is. I don't know. I just feel like I would never... Like, genuinely, I don't think I've ever picked this up in my life. So if I don't quite understand how it works, that's why. I don't see much point in it. I think it's just... Yeah, but like, the thing is, like, what does this really do? It doesn't really give you that much scoring at all. And like, if you're trying to say... Oh, it gives you a couple more target points. Bro, if that's a consideration, you are dead. Your run is over. Like, this is not really helping that much. If you need ricochet bullets, buy a ricochet bullet. If you need random bullets, buy a rainbow bullet. If you need shinies, buy shiny. You can just have a couple different stuff. And like, I don't know. It just doesn't seem worth it to me, even early on. Like, if I'm buying this for $3... I would very much rather just buy eggs, chest, time bomb, even pinata. Like, I would rather buy all of these things because they're just so much better. I just don't see the use for it, for me personally. Maybe I'm ignorant, but this has zero allure to me, like, at all. I'm honestly gonna put it like there. Actually, below pinata. It doesn't appeal to me. I don't know. The idea of stacking effects, the idea of stacking effects is cool, but it requires you to have a low mag build, and by that time you have a low mag build, you kind of already have pieces that support that. So you're already going to be scoring a little bit, ideally, otherwise you're just screwing yourself. So it doesn't really do that much. Okay. The next one we got is this one actually called the duo in the game? I think it is, right? Or it's like pair. I think it's just like pair. Yep, pair. Spawns +1 target every 2 seconds. Okay. +1 target every 2 seconds. I think the default round time is like 15 or something. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I mean, it's kind of similar to Pinata. It's obviously better than Pinata because it does scale. I don't think it's better than this though. Because having, I think it, what was it? It was like 3 targets every full reload. That can go way higher. I think it is like literally like here. It's like in between. It's kind of in a weird spot. It's kind of nice though. Honestly, most of the time I would take this instead. So I think I'll put it here. Like instead of both of these, because this one is the easiest to use. Maybe this is easier to use, but it's capped, right? This one is like way easier to use and you can scale it way easier in my opinion. Just getting the extra time is very easy. Like that's 1 time drink. And there's so many things that increase the time as well. I like it. I think I would put it at the bottom of C. I just don't value spawning extra targets that much because I can just shoot more targets to get the new ones that come in. And I never feel like I don't have enough targets. I feel like I can't destroy them fast enough. But like, you know, having more targets appear, you can destroy a lot very quickly. But I also like the idea of passively spawning them every couple seconds. That's kind of nice. I don't think it has anywhere near as much potential as this one, because this one doesn't really have a limit. And there is kind of a limit to how much time you can get on a round. Like, it gets very hard to get more once you get to that, like, 1 minute mark. Because time drinks are only going to give, like, +1. And the rerolls are expensive. And there's only so many things in the game that increase your time. So I think I'll put that here. I think that's fair. And now we've got, I believe it's one more drink. Yeah, that's what it is. Gains 0.5 weapon malt for every energy drink consumed. So the thing with this one is it's actually like kind of bad early on because it kind of makes you want to buy energy drinks early on and screw your economy because it scales quite slow. But in the mid game, this goes crazy. And if you get the challenge that gives you 2 free drinks, or you get this guy that gives you a free drink every round, it can scale quite fast because it's basically only limited by how much money do you have. The immediate value of it is really low, but this is like the perfect mid-game holo, I think. Like, and you can definitely pull it to the long game as well, like the end game if you want. I wouldn't give it something like an S because it requires you to put a good amount of money in to make it good. But it is simple, it scales fast, and it has the benefit of, you know, drinks are always good. You want reroll drinks, you want void drinks if you're trying to get a lower mag size. And there's also the free expired drinks. But I think it is overall a little harder than, like, Midas is +1, and shiny bullets pay themselves off immediately pretty much. Drinks don't necessarily pay themselves off unless you're getting, like, a money drink. It's a little bit harder. I would say, because it's so strong in the mid game, it's so much easier to scale than Midas because you get like 2 drinks easily. I mean, obviously on the higher difficulties, you're getting drink boxes, but it's still really easy to come across drinks. They're just a little bit more expensive. I still think it's really solid. I think it's definitely at least the top of B. Very consistent scaling, plus malt. I think I'd give it... I think I'll put it like the top of B. I do like it. Okay, I'm gonna Dude. I'm gonna try and speed up now, okay? So if my thought process is too short, I'm sorry. Okay, the next one is the expired booster. 50 target points per expired drink consumed this run. So I don't think this does what Bad Batch does, where it makes them more common. I don't know if that's going to be like reworked in the future or anything, because I think I saw something about that. But at least right now, expired drinks are so rare. If I picked this up, I think it's going to be +0 the entire run, honestly. Because you don't even know if an expired energy drink's going to be worth it. So, yeah, like, it could be good. Even one expired drink immediately +50 makes it like a time bomb. It's great. But I'm not trying to hold this just for the specific hope of getting an expired energy drink if it doesn't increase how often they spawn. If it did increase how often they would spawn, this would be interesting. But because it doesn't, at least to my knowledge, I don't like it. And yeah, like, unless you're using that one specific gun, like, that's, you know, it's niche. I think I would give this... Honestly, I think this would be my least favorite right now. Because, at least for me, I think I've taken, like, one expired drink every, like, 5 runs. So most of the time, this is just +0. So, it's literally useless at +0. And, like, yeah, it scales really fast, but if you can consistently get expired drinks, you're probably at level 20 doing fucking king, so... or you're doing something else, I don't know. The next one we got is the Sheep in Wolf Cloves. Normal bullets count as silver bullets, but you earn no interest. This one is interesting. See what I did there? Anyway, this one is interesting. If you don't have silver bullets and you want to go into that because, you know, you're not getting the holos you want, it's pretty cool. It can help, but earning no interest, like, the problem is, if you're at a point where you have to take this, clearly you don't have much money, right? You haven't got the money to roll into actual holos. If you're forced to take this, you're like double screwed because you're not earning interest. Interest is so important. If you don't have an econ holo, you're cooked. Interest is like all of your money. You need interest. Without interest, you're screwed. It's so important. Like, that's why, like, it's so important in the first few rounds to just not buy anything, because you need to scale that interest. I think, like, the idea of turning normal bullets into silver is cool, but with that interest that you're getting rid of, you could have just used that to buy silver bullets. So I don't really think it's very good. That's such a big downside. It's such a big downside. I think I would give it, like, it does have some use, but I don't know. I would just want to buy silver bullets. I think I'm going to put it top of F. Like, yeah, I also just love money too much. Money is so valuable. It's the most valuable thing in the entire game. Not even close. Money gives you everything. Having less money is already bad. Having no interest, I couldn't cope. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if someone had this as their worst holo. Like, Jelly, that's fair. That's fair. It is bad. As is all of these, in my opinion. The next one is also a target point holo. Little Cart gains 5 target points per $10 spend. So outside of that one challenge that makes everything double in price when you buy something, this is kind of bad because it scales really slowly. Like, +5 target points sounds like a lot, but $10, I mean, I don't know, man. Compared to other stuff, like, you know, penny stack, one per one, this is half of that. Like, this is 50% off a penny stack. This is 1 for $2. 1 target point for $2. I don't know about that, man. Like, it's good that it gives target points. That's great. But having to spend that much money makes it a lot harder to scale it because you really want to save your money. And if you get something like penny stack, you're saving your money. That's a great thing to get. There's just better commons that scale your target points. and they don't have as much risk as Little Car. Like, being encouraged to spend your money down, you might, you know, go below your interest cap, and then you're kind of in a loop of earning less and less money, and then you just kind of die slowly. Like, it is good to have some target points, but blue drinks are kind of just better than this holo, honestly. So I think I would put this guy, I think I prefer him over this. I think is it over this? It is still scaling target points, so maybe it is better than the eggs. I don't know, that 7 molten situations is really nice. Because, like, I don't even want to hold this guy late game. Like, early game, I don't have the money. Late game, I've got better things. Mid game, maybe. But then I'm only holding on for it for a little bit, so it doesn't even have time to scale anyway. So I think I would go... I think I'll put him there. Top of C. Maybe. Actually, I'm going to put him here. There you go. Just below the top of C. It just doesn't scale enough, right? All right. We got Mr. Lucky. No way. Gives plus 20 target points. So Mr. Lucky is basically the Jimbo of Lucky Shot. Jimbo, how much does Mr. Lucky cost? Is he $1? I don't remember. It would actually, here's a suggestion, Guns, if you're still here. In the collection, in the game, no shit. It would be nice to see a $sign to see how much the holos cost, because there's so much empty space on the descriptions. So having a $, like in the corner or something, would be nice, because I have no idea what some of these cost. I'm guessing Mr. Lucky is $1. I would hope so. If he's not, then hell no. He's just the equivalent of a Jimbo, and you know, he's not necessarily bad. Exactly, he's great early game, right? He's not necessarily bad. He's cheap. He doesn't scale, but he's not really meant to do that. He's $3. Is he actually $3? Ooh. Okay, that puts him down quite a lot. Because the thing is, the reason why Jimbo's good in Balatro is because it's so cheap that you can sell him for as much as you buy him. And I think that's really important. Like, rentals in Balatro have a lot of synergy because you can buy them and sell them and you have the exact same amount of money. So Jimbo is great if you just want to be a little less risky in the round. And then you can just sell him right afterwards if you find something better. It's like, it's a freebie kinda, but that's why they don't really do much. Getting 20 target points though, early on, is really powerful. Of course. If he was $1, I would like him a lot more. Being $3... meh. Also, time bombs usually more than 15 target points, right? Time bomb's like way more than that. It's 2 target points per remaining second. So that's like so many more, I think. Yeah, shouldn't that be like 30 at least? Unless I'm dumb. Anyway, Mr. Lucky, 20 points. I mean, yeah, it's nice early game, but he doesn't scale. $3. If he was $1, I would respect him more, but being $3 is kind of messed up. So... like, I'm not going to hold on to him for very long. But obviously, he's not meant to be held on to. That's kind of the point. But that's why he's meant to be cheap. He's not cheap. He's $3. It's the same cost of all these things. So many of these things are way better. Honestly, I'm putting him here. At least this scales. He doesn't. If he was $1, I may even put him like B. But if he is actually $3, that makes him so much less valuable for me. Those $2 don't sound like a lot, but trust me. If that's like the difference between interest and not, I mean, that's $4. And if you're having to buy other stuff, it's a downwards trend, you know? It's a slope. It's not worth it for me. Okay, the next one, we got Boxing Glove, +4 weapon molt. Same concept as Mr. Lucky, right? This is actually Jimbo. Boxing Glove is literally Jimbo. For me personally, I prefer plus 20 target points if I don't have like blue drinks at all, right? Makes it more valuable. But it's so easy to just buy a blue drink and get a huge score increase. And like, it's also like really easy to just kill. Like, I think the target points do scale quite a lot faster than the streak. So I value plus 4 weapon mult quite a lot more than plus 20 target points. I think I would value plus 4 weapon mult more. Maybe that's wrong, but like, because there's blue drinks and because there's more target point holos than mult, I think mult is more valuable. Plus 4 weapon mult's simple. It gets the job done early on. Same thing as Mr. Lucky. It doesn't last very long. I would say it's still not great, but I would put it at the bottom of C. It is better than Mr. Lucky. It's not insane, but it does a good purpose early on. It's a bit expensive as well, $3. If it was $2, I'd feel a lot happier. I'll probably put it like here, but I'm going to put it here. All right, next we got, what is this guy, Wombo? Yeah, Wombo, plus 0.25 streak bonus. I mean, it's nice. It helps. Kind of feels similar to Boxing Glove, honestly, in how much it helps. I haven't ever had a run where this guy felt like he did a lot. It's just kind of like, if you need to live, you can take him. It helps. But he's not the craziest thing ever. I do like the art, though. It's really cute. But I just don't think he does that much. I could be wrong. Like, streak bonus can be a little deceptive. But I don't think he does that much from what I ever notice. I think, honestly, because it's streak bonus, which, you know, that requires you to actually hit the targets, and I kind of suck at that, I would put him just below Boxing Glove, me personally. Because it's only plus, yeah, like, it's not that much. Plus 0.25. The next one we got, multiplier, not additive. It says plus 0.25 streak bonus. So that's obviously for every single one. So, like, technically it is the same thing as a multiplier, but it's to what you're getting per target. What is this guy? Let me find him. Brute Diamond. Plus 1 weapon mult every time you exit the shop having brought just 1 item. Okay, this one is kind of tricky. Plus 1 mult, really nice. And also the condition for it is really easy. The problem is, if you're in a situation where you can only buy 1 thing in the shop, you probably shouldn't buy anything if you can get away with it. Because I would rather scale my money. And if you're in a situation where you can just buy 1 thing and that won't affect your money that much, you kind of want to buy more than 1 thing. You want to buy like a drink, you want to get like a graffiti, maybe check a holo box. It's kind of tricky. Like, it's hard to limit yourself really with this guy where you can only buy 1 thing. You can make it work, and having plus 1 weapon mult with such an easy condition, like if you're buying a drink, that's like $2 for plus 1 weapon mult. That's pretty insane. That can scale quick, but because you're spending so little money, you're going to build up money quick, and you're going to want to spend it, right? You're going to want to spend it. You might even want to hit a reroll, and you're going to be buying so many more things doing that. So it's kind of tricky to use because of that. Like, you want to spend your money to get better stuff, to get X mult. And with this, all you can really do is buy 1 thing and roll and cry, or just ignore the plus 1. So in theory, really strong, but it's kind of hard to do. So I wouldn't say it's better than Midas, but it is still scaling plus mult. I think I definitely prefer the drink, though. I think I would put this here. I think that's fair. It's still good. Scaling plus mult is important. Honestly, I would put it lower, though. I think I would actually put it, like, above eggs, just here. It's just so tricky. Like, yeah, just getting a couple on it is really nice, but it's just in such a weird space where, like, you either don't buy anything or you want to buy multiple things. Limiting yourself like that hurts the mid-game. Obviously, getting to the mid-game is the most important part, but it's tricky. For me, this one's really tricky. Paycheck If I recall, this is $3 at the end of the round. Yeah, plus $3. $3 is actually like a lot of money. Never really sounds like a lot, but it is really nice. That's like already like $15 worth of interest, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, like that's a lot of money. It's really simple. It just does what it says, pays itself off immediately, literally within the round. Also, it's not going to reach the same heights as like Slot Machine because it's not re-triggerable, right? It doesn't do it multiple times, but it's really nice. It gives you some money early on. It's definitely more than a C. Honestly, it's just one of those holos where it just gets you access to more of these other holos. So I would be happy putting it like, I mean, Paycheck scaling plus mult, but Paycheck can get you to better scaling plus mult pretty quickly. There's so many good holos in the game. Paycheck lets you see more holos, and money is the most important thing in the game. Over bravery? It's just like some of these situations are so specific and niche where it's like, you know, if I had no scoring, of course I don't want Paycheck. I want bravery. But I think, well, extra time is universal, so it's not better than that. I think I'd put it here. I think that's fair. Okay, this one, loaded dice, I believe. Plus 0.1 streak bonus every time you re-roll the shop for the first time. So, whereas with this one, that gives you plus 1 mult when you buy one thing, that's good, but it's kind of tricky. Loaded dice, I actually really like, because when you're re-rolling the shop, obviously the re-rolls get exponentially more expensive. It goes up by $1 every roll. So you kind of want to spread your re-rolls across the shops. So if you're limiting yourself to only a couple of re-rolls, it's really reasonable to just do one re-roll. And I'm like so fine with that. Like, this is great in the mid game. In the early game, it's really tricky because if you're rolling, you're going to ignore so much stuff that you want to buy. But it's very easy to scale this, and it feels a lot easier to fulfill the condition it needs. Just one reroll is a reasonable amount. If you buy everything in the first shop, you're spending a lot of money. So I really prefer this a lot more. I think, honestly, I would put this like directly like here. I guess like streak bonus is a bit different because like I would prefer mult over streak bonus, and this is 0.1. So I think if this scaled faster, it would be better, but it scales a bit too slow for it to be better than this, I would say. But the condition is easier to fulfill. It just scales a bit too slow. At least, in my opinion. Next one, we got Dice and Persist. Plus 10 target points each time you exit the shop without re-rolling. Okay, this one is like the king of early game. It scales very slow, but in the early game, you are not re-rolling. You are not. Like, sometimes I won't even re-roll until like level 3. Because you don't have access to good economy. You want to save up your interest, of course. You're not rolling. So this just scales for free. It's just easy scaling. You don't have to do anything. You can just play the game like normal, and you immediately get so much score. It is definitely one of the stronger scaling target point holos in the game. Yeah, you could pretty reasonably go the whole game without re-rolling. I agree. And like, the thing is, say you have this up to like plus 100 or plus 50, you don't have to not reroll. You could just reroll. Give up 10 target points. That's pretty reasonable at that point if you have all of that. This is definitely one of the better ones. Really easy, really easy. Instant win's kind of fair as well, because it is just going to do you good for the whole game. And by the time where you would ignore it, like, you're going to have better stuff. I would say, like, okay, the penny stack versus this. How much is a reroll on default? How much is a reroll? What's it like? Is it $5 or $3? But then there's the condition where like you don't need any money to scale it. Actually, that's like the point. Oh, that's hard. Yeah, base reroll is 5. So like, okay, if the base reroll is $5, you're saving $5. You could say like it's technically half. But it's 10 target points for that. So it scales twice as fast, technically. Actually, this scales quite fast, not slow. But also it's limited by the fact that it can only do it once per round. Which is quite unfortunate, but if it wasn't limited like that, it would be crazy. Is this better than Penny Stack? It gives you the ability to spend your money down if you need, and it won't descale it. This might actually be better than Penny Stack. I really value this, but this is so free. I think this might here be the best scaling target points. I think it honestly is the top of A. I don't think it's S. Money is so nice. And like, literally the reason this is so good is because money is like irrelevant for this. That's why it's so cracked. I wouldn't quite put it in S. Because like, again, you can just buy a couple blue drinks, but this is free, which is so important. It is technically econ because of that, but I just, like, you know, if we're thinking a little bit about going endless and stuff like that as well, like these two do have application there as well. Like all around, these guys are very versatile. This like eventually will just fall off, but it does get you to where you want to go. So that is really nice. I think top of A is fair. Wanted, if I recall, this is like plus, how much? It's like plus $4 after beating a boss, and then it goes up by 3 every time you beat a boss. So basically it's the rocket from Balatro. It is pretty nice, especially if you get this right before the boss. That's just, you know, immediately pays itself off. $4 immediately. You can sell it if you want. If you keep it, it goes up to $7. If it's at $7, that's technically like 2 point something dollars per round. I'm too dumb to do the math. So it does become about as good as Paycheck fairly quick, but because it only gives it on the boss, it's a little less versatile. It's a little annoying. And I feel like a lot of the time in Lucky Shot, I'm not able to hold it that long. Like in Balatro, for some reason, it feels a lot easier to hold a Joker for a long time. In Lucky Shot, I feel like I'm rotating things out of my slots a lot more, especially because of the holo drinks. I tend to use them a lot more than I would use Judgments in Balatro, because holo drinks are just way more common because you get them in the shop. So I want to have open slots. So if you're trying to fill up your slots and just have like Wanted there long term, it kind of just gives you -1 holo slot. So it's hard to get to the point where it's really good. And also an important thing to consider is there's only 6 levels, whereas Balatro has 8. 6 levels means there's less time for Wanted to scale. So even if you get it like in the first level, it has a limit to how good it's realistically going to get. And I would rather just have the open slot. It's still money. It's still really nice, especially before the boss. But it's definitely far away from being the best economy in the game. There's just so much other stuff I'd rather have. I think Paycheck is better, for sure. I would rather have Paycheck, because it's just more versatile. You can fit other things in by selling it if you want, and you're not going to lose that scaling. Yeah, I still want more. Especially only getting it on the boss is really tough, because you have to hold on to it. So you could lose. You could technically lose up to like $11, $7 really easily. So I think I would put this... It's still money. It's definitely better than you. I think I would put this like here. I think that's fair. Okay, the next thing we got is the bonus drink. It gives you a random energy drink at the end of the round. So this is the one I was talking about earlier that synergizes with this guy, one more drink. Sometimes this can be a bad thing. Like if you've got a build that works on ricochet bullets and you get a silver drink and it turns one of your ricochet bullets into a silver bullet, that sucks. But that is kind of a little bit of a niche scenario. And a lot of the time, if you're going to be taking this, you're going to be taking it because you want more value, because right now you don't have a lot going on. You don't have good econ yet. I think this is still really nice a lot of the time, because it could give you a money drink that gives you $20. It could give you a shiny bullet. It can give you a void bullet, help you deck fix or mag fix. There's a lot of great drinks in the game. It is a little bit sketchy because it does open you to the chance of just getting something bad, but it can give you some really great stuff. There is a lot of positive stuff it can give you. It's like one of those things where if I see it early on, like if I saw this in the first shop, I think I would buy it. Even though in those first couple shops, all you want to do is save your money. It's interesting seeing you put it in D tier. It screws me every time. Maybe I just get lucky with it. But I feel like the value it can give you is so nice, man. Like, okay, if you're running like highest difficulty, just the pistol, any special bullets it gives you is good. Because you only have normal bullets. If you're doing a different weapon, it's a bit different. Like if you lose a Guardian bullet on the rifle, that could suck. But if you just have normal bullets, like even if it gives you a silver bullet, a Guardian bullet, like that's either nothing or something, right? And, you know, it has a chance to give you a good amount of money. It can give you a void drink to help you deck fix. And if it gives you too many void drinks, you can just sell it. So I think I do value this. It's just more value. It saves you money if you get good stuff from it. It is a little bit of gambling, but it's a value generator, and they are some of the most important holos in the entire game. I wouldn't put it above Paycheck because Paycheck can buy you more than what this gives you. I think I would put Wanted down 1 and put this here. I value this quite a lot. I would literally buy this in the first shop, which is like one of the most important times to not buy anything. Maybe I just have good luck, but I value value generators a lot because that's how you win. Lucky Neko, so obviously a clear callback to the Lucky Cat from Balatro, gains 0.1 weapon molt when hitting a target with a special bullet. 1 in 4 chance. Okay, the problem with the Lucky Neko is it scales quite slow. Obviously, it has to scale slow because it's very easy to just get so many triggers on it. Because, you know, if it's just any target with a special bullet, you're destroying thousands of targets, right? So many targets. It can scale really fast if you have the right build for it, but a lot of the time it's not going to scale fast enough to help. In the early game, it does nothing. In the mid game, it scales too slow. In the late game, you've already got other stuff. If you do have like the rifle with Guardian bullets and you get this very early on, sure, in the mid game, it could be very helpful. It's still not going to be great in the early game though. And there's better stuff that scales faster. It has potential. It could be really interesting. I just think the 1 in 4 chance is too brutal. It's just too much. If it was a 1 in 2 chance, I think it would be a different conversation. 1 in 4, really tricky, but it is a hard thing to balance because this could immediately become one of the best scaling holos in the game. But 1 in 4 is just, it's brutal. I think I would give this honestly below Boxing Glove, because Boxing Glove is just immediate, helps you immediately. Lucky Cat, especially if you have bad luck, it's just going to sit there for a while. Like at least a level. It's just going to sit there doing nothing, which is just bad. But yeah, having a 1 in 2 chance does make it better. All right, next one, we've got a pretty cracked one, in my opinion. Where's it at? Where is it at? We got the Broken Axe. It gives 0.4 streak bonus when hitting a target with a special bullet. Loses 0.3 when missing. So if you're on the regular pistol and you're missing, it does go down immediately, which sucks. You only get 0.1, but you need special bullets to use it. So it's incentivizing you, hey, get a Guardian bullet or something, or hey, just lock in. Just don't suck. 0.4 is insane. That's a lot, really quickly. And the fact that it just keeps going up, oh my god. It's so nice. It's so nice. This is like by far one of the best scaling holos. Like one of the best scaling common holos in the game. This, for me, is on a similar level to like Prepared, Gun Barrel before it got nerfed. It's great. This is insane. This might actually be better than both of those. And if you're on the rifle, oh my god. Broken Axe is flat though, it's not a scalar. Does it not keep going up? Because it says plus 0.4. Or is it, what? It's plus 0.4 to your streak over and over, but then your streak goes down by 0.3. Like, it is technically a scalar in that. That's what I meant. It doesn't scale on the holo, but it scales on your streak. But yeah, like, if you're just using the rifle that gives you guardian bullets, like, you literally can't miss. And that's like a lot of the times where I would want this, where it's literally free. Like, if you get this, and even if you're on the pistol and you're just not absolutely abysmal at the game, because like the thing is, a lot of the time where I'm missing, also, hi Atomic, a lot of the time where I'm missing is because I'm kind of low on scoring and I'm like, you know, I'm panicking a bit. I'm trying to get as many targets as possible quickly. The thing with this is it gives you so much scoring that you can just like go on vacation and you can hit like one target every minute. Like, it just does so much. It does so much. I think, genuinely, the amount of score this gives you, regardless... Is this an S? I think it's an S. I really love this holo. What's up, Maya? Honestly, no, Maya. That's my answer. Like, it's got, yeah, no, I think this is an S. It's got to be better than all the target point things here. You think it's B tier? Dude, do you even hit targets? What the fuck? Like, you're gonna want special bullets anyway, so you can get guardian bullets. It's so insane. You don't even have to have that good aim. You want special bullets anyway, though. Like, I don't even think it's niche. Like, if you don't have special bullets, you're kind of throwing. You want shinies, you want guardian, you want ricochet. If you have the rifle, you have all guardian bullets immediately. This scales your streak bonus so fast. It just completely solves the early game, which is the hardest part of the game. It's a single holo that does everything you need. It's insane. I love Broken Axe. Next we've got Horseshoe, or Lucky Hoof. I call it Horseshoe. You can't really blame me for that. It awards you $3 for every target destroyed when exactly 7 seconds are left. So originally I actually thought this was kind of trash. I've kind of seen the light. It's actually pretty easy to get at least 1 or 2 triggers on this every round. So it's immediately better than Paycheck. And it has the potential to scale really high late game. Because if you can get it to the point where you're destroying like 10 targets when there's 7 seconds left, and maybe you're like extending the time a bit more. I don't know if you can with 7 seconds. I know you can with like 5 seconds, because there's also like clutch save at 1 second that goes back to like 4, and then there's like clutch time or whatever, but I don't know if you can get it to 7 seconds. But even still, this can scale quite a lot. Not as much as other stuff, but it is still really good economy. And if you can get a couple targets stacked behind each other, shoot them at 7 seconds, you're going to get quite a lot of money immediately. Money, again, really important. I think this is definitely it's better than Paycheck. I think I would give this the... Oh, is it the... Because it's good in Endless as well, and it is technically scalable, but it's, you know, it's really hard to scale it. I think I would give this bottom of A tier. I think that's fair. And we got the cheese, gives you a free holo. I don't care what you say. It's an S tier. The one downside is cheese technically takes up 2 slots. Just think of it as a chunk. Lots of times I'll have a chunk holo. Cheese is fine. It's not that deep. It's econ. It gives you holos. It's insane. Cheese is great. It's S tier. I don't think it's better than Axe, but it's definitely S tier. Cheese is awesome. Everyone loves cheese. We don't even need to discuss it. We love cheddar. Clutch time, also really nice. Gives you a little bit of extra time in the round. I do want to double check how much it is. It's plus 4 seconds. So, okay. The thing is, if you're not getting a target in the last second, either you really suck or you're really unlucky. This is just this, but better. They're basically the same. 1 more second. Clutch time is just this, but better. Also, clutch time feels better when you activate it, because it just, I don't know, it just feels good. That's all that's got to be said for that. Clutch time's just good. The next one, I actually don't remember what this one is by looking at it. Little fishy. It is the Escape Artist. Oh, this one's interesting. So at the end of the round, you get 100 target points for each target that escaped. Okay, in multiplayer, this thing is cracked. I just want to say that. Multiplayer is not a consideration for this tier list though. Escape Artist is really interesting. A lot of the time, if targets are escaping, you probably don't have the greatest scoring, or you're just kind of like missing a lot because you might be panic missing, so you're not getting all of them. 100 target points is a lot, and it's not too hard to intentionally miss a couple. It's a bit of a weird feeling to try and purposely miss the targets, but 100 target points is like really, really helpful early on. So it's definitely good because of that. And it's also like a lot easier to do than something like Time Bomb because it's plus 100 per. I think this would be... I think I'll put it here. Plus 100 is really nice. Okay, Bounty Hunter. Gains 0.1 weapon mult per ricochet bullet shot. Okay, so let's go back to the Lucky Neko here. That was 0.1 with a 1 in 4 chance. If you just get a couple ricochet bullets, this is instantly so much better. I haven't had the chance to use it myself personally because I just haven't like got it while having ricochet bullets. But the thing is, ricochet bullets on their own are already like pretty good. Obviously, I would say my favorite bullets are like shiny because money, and then probably guardian bullets because there's so many synergies with just not messing up around. And then I think I would put ricochet bullets next. Maybe explosive could be there. Maybe guardian would be one lower. Explosive. Like a lot of the special bullet types are good. Ricochet is a really nice end game, mid game because they just do a lot of the work for you. So I do kind of tend to take a couple when I can. And this scales so much faster than Lucky Neko. It's just so much better. I think I would give this like... I think I prefer it over you. I think I would put this here. Better than Wanted. Is it better than Chest? I don't think so. I think I'll put you there. It's good scaling plus mult. And I think the eggs, I'll put the eggs down 1. Alright. Honestly, I don't even know who Beholder is. Gains 0.1 weapon mult per target destroyed using a special bullet. Loses per miss. Okay, so this is just Ricochet guy, but slightly worse because it loses when you miss. You don't need the ricochet bullet, but you need a special bullet anyway. So that is kind of whack. I would say I would rather have you. Beholder isn't necessarily bad. Scaling plus mult, definitely still better than Neko. Neko is actually like shockingly bad though. Like, wow. I think I would just put it right below the Bounty Hunter or whatever it's called. I already forgot. Yeah, Bounty Hunter. I think it's just right below it. It's pretty much the same, but the downside with missing kind of sucks. So actually, you can go down 1 more. Actually, maybe go down 1 more. Actually, bottom of B. Okay, I'm going to leave it at bottom of B. The next one is Piggy Bank. Piggy Bank I really like. For me, a lot of the time, I just see Piggy Bank as basically boxing gloves, but you can keep it for longer. Because a lot of the time when you're taking it, it's already slightly better than the gloves. And if you want, you can scale it quite easily. 5 bullets is a lot. So it is a little tricky to scale it. But yeah, it is basically just better gloves. So it's simple. You can scale it a bit more if you need that little extra scoring. Or you can just sell it. It's just gloves, but better. I think it's definitely somewhere... It's better than you. Actually, let's put these down. Like, I put these too high initially. Let's put you... I think it's going to go... I think I prefer it over Beholder. I'll put it there. Okay, next we got Asteroid. Destroys a random target when reloading. I think this could have some interesting niche builds, for sure. But... not really helpful in general. if you need more scoring, I guess. But it's only one target. Maybe it's helpful if you have like the rifle where it's like a 2-shot. But then like you have so many bullets, you're not reloading as often. It's only one target. I could see it being good in reload builds though. So it does have some usage there. Could be interesting to just miss and use that to kill everything. I think if you do hit the point where you're like exponentially killing things, that could be kind of nuts. And yeah, it does interact with reload targets. I think it could have potential to be really good. But I think in a lot of games, it's not really going to make that much of a difference. So I think I would put it... I think Mr. Lucky's better. Pinata's better. Well... No, Mr... No, yeah, I'll put it there. Alright, next up we've got a pretty big one. Magic Trick. $1 per magic target destroyed. So this is another great economy joker in Endless. But... all of these guys are great all the time. This is always great. This is always great. This is always great. This is always great. If you do not have magic targets, Magic Trick does nothing. And even if you do have magic targets, you need a lot of magic targets for this to start going crazy. Gold Mine is guaranteed 1 in 5. Magic targets, not specifically guaranteed 1 in 5 until you have a bit more frequency. I really do like Magic Trick. It's so great in Endless. It is so nice in Endless. Like, I think in Endless, this could be argued as the best econ, maybe in the entire game. Because it also works with Big Mag builds where this wouldn't, right? But it's not as good for going to level 6. I'm talking about Endless and early game. Although, I'm not really, like, when I say early, late, mid, that's from 1 to 6. But I am also talking about Endless. This is great for Endless, but you do just have to consider that it's not really great for everything else. It can be, if you have the right scenario. If you have Mona Lisa, this goes crazy, right? But the most important part of the game is level 1 to 6. Maybe I would even say like level 1 to 4, 1 to 3 even. Magic Trick doesn't really do everything until Endless, right? So it's so good in Endless. Like for Endless, this is like S+. For the rest of the game, this is like maybe even a B. Maybe like in some scenarios, this is worse than Paycheck. In a lot of scenarios. I've skipped this a lot because I just don't have that many magic targets. But I think overall, Horseshoe is better because you can always guarantee that if you're just good enough. I think I would put it at the top of A. I think the top of A is reasonable, considering how great it is in Endless. Because I do want to at least consider Endless. Alright, Bandit. Gives plus 10 weapon mult next round if you entered the shop with more than $15. So Bandit is kind of similar to Boxing Gloves, because if you don't have $15, that's worrying. If you don't have $15, you might be cooked. A lot of the time, you want to at least have $25 to hit the interest cap. So Bandit should always be active. In the early game, like literally like the first level, of course, it's not going to be. But once you get to level 2, you want to be trying to get to that interest cap, and you might get Bandit in level 1, and then just start saving up your money. And then once you get to level 2, when you need the scoring, Bandit turns on, and you're fine. Bandit is really nice. It's just a better boxing glove. It doesn't scale, but it's still very helpful. I would definitely put it like towards the bottom of B. It's not scaling, so maybe the top of C. But it's a pretty easy condition to fulfill, because it's just when you've entered the shop and then you can spend down and then get money in the round. But it doesn't scale. So I think I'll put it at the top of C. I'll put it at the bottom of B. Also, what's up, Silver? Did I just say that twice? I have no idea. I've been talking for like 2 hours straight. Also, I am not going to have enough time to finish this tier list. I have dinner soon. I'll try and finish the commons. Okay, let's lock in. All right, Juggler, I believe this one's called. Is it Juggler? Let's go find him. A Buffoon. Damn. He's a Juggler, though. He's a Buffoon Juggler. After reloading, next target destroyed has a 1 in 2 chance to give 1 weapon molt. So, one important thing to consider. 1 in 2 hurts it a lot. If it was guaranteed, it would be nuts. But it's still pretty solid. This is basically 0.5 weapon molt. And the way it works, it's similar to Prepared, where it kind of works as like streak bonus. It's kind of like, the way it's worded is kind of confusing. But if I recall, this does just add 0.5 to like the streak. So it kind of is like streak bonus. 0.5 is a lot. 1 in 2 for 1, that basically makes it 0.5. That is quite good. I didn't really see the potential in this for a long time because the condition of having to reload first kind of sucks. But again, in the low mag builds, this is just great. And even in builds that have a bit more bullets, this is still really nice. It can carry you over in the early game. Very similar to stuff like Boxing Glove. But it has the potential to go up a little bit more if you're reloading faster. I think this is top of C. I think Bandit's better because it is hard to get this up to that point. But I think they are kind of similar. Alright, the next one. What is it? Poncho. Gives +3 weapon molt and plus 90 target points if there are no special bullets in your magazine. So the obvious problem with Poncho, special bullets are really important. There's so many good different types of special bullets that you can pretty much guarantee every run that you're going to at least have 1 special bullet. And, you know, if you're starting with a gun that already has special bullets, Poncho is basically useless. So most guns in the game, Poncho is not going to be great. If we're considering the base pistol on the highest difficulty, Poncho is really nice. Really, really nice with the normal gun. But that does kind of make it niche because you really do want special bullets. And a lot of the time I see Poncho, I've already got special bullets. It's kind of sad. But +3 weapon molt and plus 30 target points, that's quite a lot. That's a double whammy. It's got a 2-in-1. That does help it out a lot. But I just think the condition of not having a single special bullet is just too much. I think I would give it a D tier. I think, honestly, I would put it below Mr. Lucky. Because you need special bullets. They're so important. They're so important. Alright, Secret Bookshelf. Gives 0.25 weapon molt per owned holo. So this is Abstract Joker from Balatro, but worse. This is very similar to Boxing Glove. And a lot of the time, honestly, I might say it's worse. Because the scenarios where you would care about +4 to +6 range of molt are probably going to be scenarios where you don't have a lot of scoring, you don't have a lot of money, and your holo slots are looking kind of empty. Which means this would be like a +1. This would barely give you anything. So I think it's definitely worse than Boxing Glove. I don't even know, what does this cap out at? What's 6 times 0.25? Not a lot. This thing kind of sucks, to be honest with you. Honestly, I'm gonna give it like it's on par with Mr. Lucky, maybe what? It's worse than Poncho. You know what? Yeah, this is like there. Like, this is quite bad. I think it should be buffed, to be honest. Because 0.25 is really bad. But that we will lead on to that later because holy shit, this guy sucks. I hate this guy so much with a passion. All right, oh. Okay, you did buff it, but I'm still gonna rate it as it is right now. Thank you for buffing him. But please, guns, for the love of God, this guy. Why is he only +1 molt and he's a rare? Genuinely one of the worst holos in the game. I don't know what happened. Is he like a placeholder? Because like, is it not meant to be X molt? Because it's meant to be like stencil, but it's not. It's this guy, right? Or is it this guy? No, I think it's this guy. It's plus molt for some reason. I think you meant to make it X molt. I think that was a genuine mistake. Just want to put that out there. Anyway, next up we have Unboxing. So Unboxing actually got nerfed recently. If I recall, it used to be like a guaranteed +15 for every box you open. I think it wasn't a chance-based thing, but now it's a 1 in 2 chance to gain 12 target points. Still really strong on the highest difficulties. There's a lot more boxes in the shop. That's still really strong. 12 target points. It's really consistent scaling. It is a 1 in 2 now, which does hurt it quite a bit. Because a lot of the times I've taken this and I've been like, okay, 12 target points would help so much right now. So I spend a little bit of my money, open a box, nothing happens. That hurts. But if you have enough economy to consistently open boxes, this is just going to scale in the background, and it's going to scale fast. Because there's no limit to it, right? As long as you have money, you can keep rolling the shop, you can keep opening boxes, and on the highest difficulty, you're getting multiple boxes per shop, most likely. So this can go crazy. Like, genuinely crazy. I think I would still prefer penny stack over this, because, like, on average, they're probably going to be about the same, but, you know, this is chance-based. It makes it a little bit sketch. And then you have to pay for the rerolls as well. But this is still very strong. Like, I think this is definitely, like, A. I think A tier is fair. Alright. Next one. What we got? Actually, let me reconsider, because this does keep where it's at. Okay, you know what? No, I'll put it here. I'll put it above penny stack. There you go. The next one we've got is... Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? This is the one that gives you target points randomly, right? Or is this the one that flips? Gives between 0 to 30 target points at random when destroying a target. Okay, so this is basically like the exact same as Mr. Lucky almost. Like, it's shockingly similar. Because on average, this should be like 15 target points. Mr. Lucky's plus 20. I think that's how that works, right? So this is just slightly worse than Mr. Lucky. Okay, next. Twin-headed. Gives 20 target points per special bullet when destroying a target using a normal bullet. Okay, so in some builds, this can be pretty nuts. If you have 10 special bullets, and then you get to the last bullet in your mag and it's a normal bullet, you are getting 100 target points. Oh, sorry, 200 target points. Insane. But kind of annoying to use, because a lot of the time I just want to like pivot to only having special bullets. I try and get rid of my normal bullets. But if you do get this at that time where you're kind of halfway through that transition, it can go really crazy, especially if you have like a rifle, it's full auto, you can rotate through your mag quicker. Great in those reload builds where you're just cycling through. I think this could be really good. It's a little bit more niche than some of the other target point holos. So I think I would give it there. Okay. Next we got Two-Faced. Alternates each round between 30 target points or the next round 5 weapon molt. Okay, the problem with Two-Faced is if you have a lot of target points, it's not any scoring without molt. If you have a lot of molt, it's still kind of doable because you can just kill more targets for the target points. Target points are easier to get in this game. So the fact that it rotates between them is tricky because one round, it could be giving you so much scoring. And then the next round, say you've already got a bunch of target points, but you have no molt, you're starved. Immediately, you're starved. But what it does give you is still really good. In the early game, either way, 30 target points or 5 molt, both are going to be great in the early game. It's a little bit harder as you get towards the late game. It doesn't scale. But it is just going to be better than Mr. Lucky. It's going to be better than those very basic flat target points because it does have the option of also giving you molt. So I think it's obviously better than boxing gloves, right? It's better than the gloves. Better than the eggs. Shopping cart, I think I'll put it right below. I think it's like that. It's better, but it's not like insane because it has to rotate between them. Makes it a little bit trickier. All right, Giga Chorus. What the fuck does this do? Where it just says buy it in the shop. That can't be right. Does anyone know what Giga Chorus does? Because I don't. It just says buy it in the shop. I don't think I've ever brought this before. Like, genuinely. Does anyone even know what this does? I actually have no idea. Okay, guns. Is the description of it broken, or or do you just actually have to buy it to see what it does? Wow. It's kind of annoying. I have it unlocked, but I can't see what it does because I didn't buy it yet. Okay, well, thank you for letting me know. Plus 0.2 weapon mult for every giga target destroyed. That's kind of cracked. I mean, the requirement of you having giga targets does make it a little worse, of course. Me personally, I love giga targets though. It's interesting. I think it's better than Bandit. It's better than you. I think it's below Piggy Bank. Okay. So, next up, we have Prepared. Okay. So obviously the biggest downside of Prepared is it resets when the level changes. Let me tell you something. That doesn't even matter. Because Prepared essentially is giving you streak bonus as well. Because the 0.1 weapon mult is added to your streak. Which is, you know, that a lot of things do that, like the gun barrel also does that. But it's very easy to fulfill its condition. You literally just destroy any target and it gives 0.1 weapon mult. That, for me, is so much more than the flat mult it gives you afterwards, but it's also a nice bonus, right? In the first round, it's the easiest one. You scale up Prepared, it gives you like +5 mult, and then you go to the next round, you start with 5 mult, and every time you destroy a target, you get 0.2 mult, because this is adding 0.1 on again. So it's basically like a ×2 with the streak bonus. It's kind of nuts. I really like Prepared. I'm a big Prepared fan. I didn't initially see how good Prepared was. I thought it was kind of meh. But after using it, this is pretty much one of those holos where it's a bit similar to like the Axe, right? It just kind of guarantees the early game. And I think some people might disagree with this. I put Prepared in S. Because every single time I take Prepared, I do not lose. Prepared is so good. It's literally just all of the mult you ever need. Prepared just solves mult. Mult is solved. Completely solved. The fact that it resets isn't a problem for me because it already gives so much. And it gives it all at the start, and then it gives it... Oh, sorry, it gives it all at the end, which is where it's the most important, right? The boss is where you want the most scoring because that's the hardest part of the level. And then if you haven't found something for the next level by then, well, you're kind of cooked, right? Like, you're going to look for something in the next level shop anyway. And even then, you scale the target. Like, the streak goes up so fast with Prepared. I just love Prepared, honestly. I just love Prepared. Please don't nerf Prepared. Calculated. Gives ×1.5 end of round mult if the round is finished without missing a normal bullet shot. Okay, one important thing about Calculated. Missing a normal bullet shot. Like I said about Poncho, the reason why I didn't like Poncho was because you needed to have a normal bullet. Was that Poncho? I don't remember. Anyway, you want to have special bullets is my point. You want to have special bullets as much as possible. They have great effects. They're really important. This is basically just a free 1.5x if you only have special bullets. Can be a little tricky to get rid of the normal bullets sometimes if you don't have a lot of money, but X-Mult is very, very important. ×1.5, it doesn't scale, but it is a common, which is a huge, huge distinction. It's a common X-Mult. It's immediately ×1.5. Very, very useful. It's kind of similar to Boxing Glove in a way, but for X-Mult, because it just immediately gives you that 1.5 if you have special bullets. You do need to fulfill the condition there or just not miss, but it's very useful. X-Mult is very good. I think there's nothing bad about it, really. X-Mult is so important. But being a 1.5x, at that point, I would still value Molt a lot, and it doesn't scale. I think it's better than you. It's better than you, because like it takes a while to scale some of this stuff. I don't think it's better than Piggy Bank. Alright, Prism Loader. 1 in 4 chance to add an extra copy when adding a special bullet to your magazine. So, if we ignore Endless, this is actually pretty good. If you add a shiny, 1 in 4 chance, you get 2 shinies. Ricochet, 1 in 4 chance, 2. That's pretty nice. But it is a 1 in 4 chance. So, a lot of the time it's not great. If you're adding 4 Ricochet bullets, or 4 shiny bullets, 1 more isn't really that crazy, to be honest, because of the nature of the game where you can kind of just rotate through your mag to get back to the other bullets anyway. But if it does hit that chance and you get 2 and you have a big mag, that does help quite a lot. It can be good in a lot of situations. But where this holo really shines is with Boomerang, which we'll probably just do another stream where we rate that stuff, because I'm not going to have enough time. But with Boomerang, this does go crazy. It starts adding a shit ton of explosive bullets into your magazine permanently. That goes crazy. I think that definitely helps. But in most of the game, it's not really going to be doing a lot. But for Endless, it is just kind of everything for King, for the King build specifically. And there's not that many Endless builds that I know of, so it is important to find them. This is one of those pieces that you need to find. So I think with Endless in mind, I think normally I would give this like a C or maybe even a D. With Endless in mind, I'll give it the bottom of B, and that's me being generous. Alright, what have we got next? What have we got next? We've got Top. Gives ×3 end of round molt after 5 full reloads in 1 round. Okay, 5 full reloads is actually quite a lot. If you're running the pistol though, I think it is actually possible to get 5 full reloads even in the first round. I think. Like, reasonably, if you're shooting all the targets. And if it's not, you only need a couple Void Drinks, and of course this synergizes great with the reload builds where you can just immediately meet that condition. And it's ×3. I think it can be tricky to do 5 reloads on other guns, but I think it's got to be better than the Calculator. And it's ×3. That's a big improvement. I think, honestly, I'd put this, like, here. Alright, Donut. Where's the Donut at? Gives +4 weapon molt, loses -0.1 when reloading. I don't really like Donut, to be honest. It goes down really fast. I know it's only -0.1, and it's kind of like Ramen from Balatro, but you're reloading a lot. Like I said, like 5 full reloads is kind of doable. That would be 0.5 gone. And boxing gloves are just better. They just don't go down. You can sell them whenever you want. Donut kind of sucks because of the fact that it goes down so fast like that. You're only going to have Donut for like a level or 2. And even after like 1 level, it's going to be so little molt that it's barely going to make a difference. It's a shame. It goes down really fast. I think Lucky Cat is honestly better, which is saying a lot, because Lucky Cat scales so slow. Alright, next up, what have we got? Notary Stamp. Gives ×1.5 end of round molt if you do not miss a shot. So I've said this before, but like there's a lot of holos that build off of not missing and stuff. With Guardian Bullets, this is just 1.5x. It's great. I mean, I think this is basically just the same as Calculator, no? Yeah, this is just Calculator, but slightly worse. Wait, this is actually kind of crazy. It's literally Calculator, but it's just any missed shot. Okay. Well, Calculator works on special bullets, or sorry, like not missing a normal bullet, so you can make Calculator perfect. This just works on any bullet. So it is just Calculator, but worse. So I'll put you there. All right. Trader. Okay. So this is an interesting one. Trader gains 0.1 end of round mult. But, oh, sorry. 0.1 end of round X mult, right? Times 0.1. I don't know why that looked like a plus. So yeah, Trader, you get 0.1 X mult every time a holo is sold. So basically it's Campfire, right? Yo, what's up? Nice to have another dev in the Twitch chat. I hope you're doing well. How do I say your name? Urxa. This tier list is so cool. I do want to make it clear that, like, I've played a fair amount of Lucky Shot, but, like, I'm still new to Lucky Shot. So some stuff might be wrong. This is my opinion of the stuff at the moment. I'm thinking about Endless, but also thinking about just, like, the highest difficulty level 1 to 6. Endless is considered, but it's not, like, the focus. So, you know, Prism Loader, for example. Prism Loader is here. For Endless, it would be a lot higher. But normally, I would put it in, like, a D. So it kind of goes halfway, right? Because Endless, it is pretty good. The next thing I'm on is Trader. And it is really important to have scaling X-Mult. Problem with Trader is it's similar to the cheese, where it basically acts as a chunk holo because you have to have an open slot to rotate things out, and it can get expensive very quick. But if you're cycling holo drinks, you're already scaling Trader, right? And in the mid game, that's kind of when you're looking for X-Mult. So you should already have enough money to support Trader if you want. And you still kind of want to search holo boxes and stuff anyway in the highest difficulty. So you're going to be taking something, you're going to be selling it anyway. So in a lot of situations, Trader does kind of just work. And that's why I really like Trader, because it's kind of just working off of stuff that you already do a lot of the time. It's just the thing that holds it back a bit is it does scale quite slow. A lot of the time I'll get Trader to like 2, maybe 3x by the time I find like maybe a little bit more X-Mult. But honestly, if you just have like a 3x, that's kind of enough. Which is why I also like really liked, like, you know, what was the other one that I put really high? There was a time, I think it was this one, right? Times 3 here. Like times 3x is already a lot. You can get Trader up to times 2 to times 3 pretty easily. I'm a fan of it. Having the option to also go beyond that is really nice, really important. It can be expensive, but I think it's better than you. Well, no, I don't think it's better than that. 5 full reloads, like you can get that just getting some Void Drink. So I'll put it right below. I think it's here. I think that's fair. All right. I am going to have to go soon, so I'll probably have to end it after I've done the commons, but I'll like come back at another time and do the uncommons and the rares and the legendaries. For now, we've got the Giant. Bullets added to your magazine have a 1 in 5 chance to become Giga Bullets. So Giga Bullets are really interesting. Some of the Giga Bullets are actually really, really good. For example, Giga Shiny Bullet, $2 instead of 1. Problem is, 1 in 5 chance is pretty tough. But there really isn't that many ways to get Giga Bullets. It is kind of hard to get Giga Bullets. Giga Shiny is really valuable. Even Giga for other bullets. I don't remember what all of the effects are, but I know they are really valuable. The fact that it's a 1 in 5 really hurts, though. I don't think it does enough just with that. Like, the Giga Bullets, like, you just really have to hope. You have to buy 5 bullets for it to trigger. I mean, that's the expected anyway. And then Giga Bullets aren't necessarily going to make a huge difference. I think Shiny would be the biggest difference. So I think I would put it... Honestly, I would put it at the top of D. It's not something I would use very often. It's kind of like a win more, even, because like you need to buy so many bullets for it to trigger. Alright, next we got Art Book. 0.5 weapon mult for each graffiti owned. So Art Book scales kind of at a medium rate. It's not too slow. And if you have money, you can get it to scale quite fast. And obviously it's a great combination with Palette. It scales at a kind of similar rate to the one more drink, and I really like one more drink. I'm trying to think, like, would I prefer this over one more drink? And I think the answer would be no, because I think graffitis tend to be a bit more expensive. And I think there's more ways to get more drinks than there is graffitis. Because drinks can just be in the shop. Although, on the highest difficulty, they are in the boxes as well. But I think the boxes are a bit cheaper. They're kind of evenly matched, to be honest. We're on art book. And I'm talking about art book versus one more drink. They're very similar. But art book is twice as fast scaling. I think art book's better. I think it could end up costing more, but because it scales so much faster, I think it's better. I think it's the top of B. It is definitely one of the better scaling plus malts. Speaking of scaling, we have one of my personal favorite scaling X malts in the game. Not because it's like the best, but because I just think it's a really cool one. We've got the Caffeine Investor. Gains 0.1 end of round X malt when purchasing an energy drink. So it's basically one more drink, but X malt. Very, very, very similar to the other one we did, which one was it? I forgot. Trader. Very similar to Trader, right? But I think overall it's easier to do than Trader because it doesn't require the 2 slots. It doesn't require you to buy something and then sell it. You just buy an energy drink if you want it. Energy drinks also have more usage by themselves, so it's very nice. It's an X malt, very important, great for the mid game. Very easy to get this up to like a 3x. I think I've had this up to like a 4, maybe a 5x pretty easily. So it's definitely more consistent to scale than Trader. Definitely one of the better scaling X malts, especially for a common. I mean, I think this might be the best common X malt in the game. Possibly. Unless there's like a retriggerable one that I'm not thinking of right now. But just for like normal scaling X malt, this is very, very good. I think I might put this in A. Yeah, I think I put this in A. It's so nice. Although considering... Well, I mean, I want to consider the rarity of items too, because I feel like people don't do that very often. Like, I feel like a lot of tier lists are kind of just like, yeah, the legendary is the best ever because it's the legendary. But like, I do want to at least think about like, okay, how often am I seeing this? How many runs is this going to make a difference? Could I expect to get it in a run? And if I did, would I take it? Like, you know, if I'm playing Balatro and I get a fucking trib, a tribulate, like, duh, I just win that run. How often do I get one of those? Very rarely. So, like, yeah, I'll probably put in it. I'll probably put in S because it's trib. But like, at least for like the rares, I feel like there's a bit more leeway to kind of think, okay, like, I'm not gonna see this all the time. There's a bit of nuance here, you know? So yeah, that's my reasoning for putting this in A. I might move it down next time because, you know, stuff like palette and stuff might move it around a bit. But for now, I think A is fair. The next thing we got is the Hunter. Gives ×3 end of round mult against bosses. So this is kind of interesting with Bravery, but the problem is it's only on bosses, which is really bad because if you need a ×3 on the boss, how are you even getting to the boss, right? That's a problem. So I feel like in most situations, this kind of doesn't help. Like, ×3 is great, but only on the boss. It could be enough to hold you over like one more round to find something, but like you can't rely on that really. And like if you have to sell something to take it, then you're losing scoring as well for the next round where you might just die. So it's really tricky. ×3 in theory is great, but only working on the boss is a real shame. You want consistency. You want something that works every round, or at least most of the time. The bosses, that's 1/3 of the time. It's just not enough. It's just not going to be enough. If your scoring's that close, you're kind of screwed anyway. So I think I would honestly put this. I think I'll put this at the top of F. All right, next we got, is that race car? 0.05 end of round X mult. Each time you hit a target, resets on miss at the end of resets on a miss, and at the end of each round, there's a 1 in 2 chance not to reset. Because yeah, it does reset every round. It has that 1 in 2 chance to reset. If I'm reading that right, and if I'm remembering that right. So if this didn't reset, or at least if this didn't have a chance to reset at the end of the round, this would be a lot better. But because of that, it does hold it back a bit. It's like prepared, but it's like round by round. But you can scale this up pretty fast in the round, and it can help quite a lot, especially if you're hitting a lot of targets. It is technically good scaling X mult. It just kind of has a limit to what you can do with it. But go-kart, kind of a bit of a win more thing. The more targets you're getting, the better it's going to be. But the fact that it resets on a miss really holds it back from that scenario, because if you don't have Guardian bullets, you can't really spam and just go crazy with it. So that holds it back a lot. I think it's definitely better than these though, because it is X mult that works great with this stuff. I think I'll put it just below Bandit. All right, next. I don't even know what this holo is. I don't even think I have it unlocked. I'm not gonna lie. Does anyone know what this holo is? Who is bro? What is this one? I actually don't know what this one is. Does anyone know? Yeah, I think this is unlocked by one of the trials, right? So I actually don't have this one. I can't rank it unless someone knows what it does. Okay, thank you, Sprinkles. Appreciate it. While you're doing that, I'll rate the football. Every 5th shot that hits a target gives +1 weapon mult. I also didn't see the potential in this originally. This one's also great. This is kind of similar to Prepared, but I find Prepared is still better. But this is still really good in its own right. This is very helpful early game. Again, it's a great early game mult engine. I think it's very fair to give this somewhere in the B range. It doesn't, like, it doesn't scale itself, which does hold it back. But I would say it's kind of like the same kind of areas like Bandit. I think I would prefer this over Bandit though, because it's just a little bit more flexible. And also the lockpicks at the start of the round spawn 2 additional targets for each different special type in your mag. So this could be pretty good. I think it's easier to scale the pair here. But this is still like really nice to scale it. Spawns in a lot of targets pretty easily. So I think I'll put it just below it. Iceberg gains 0.1 end of round mult for every target destroyed when freeze is active. Oh! Yo! That's kind of nuts. Huh. So you need to have the freeze targets. You need to have that. That's a prerequisite to set it up. But 0.1 for every target destroyed when freeze is active? Dude, that might be better than Caffeine Investor. No, that's gotta be. That's insane. Okay, I think this is what I do then. That's gotta be A. That, if I'm like thinking about that right, that's nuts. That's like nuts. Okay. Gun barrel got nerfed recently because it was too powerful. Gains 0.25 weapon mult on every full reload. So, like I said earlier about the slot machine, this is a great combo, gun barrel and slot machine. It's one of my favorite combos, especially in the demo. Or, well, I didn't play the demo, but like before they nerfed gun barrel, it used to be 0.5. Even at 0.25, this scales really quick, and it does the same thing Prepared does, where it adds it onto like the streak bonus immediately, so it's really nice. I think gun barrel, even in its nerfed form, is really powerful. Even with mags that are a bit bigger, where you don't have like a big reload build going, I think this is still really powerful. I think, because it's still one of the faster scaling plus mults in the game. And it holds on to it, unlike Prepared. But Prepared is still way better. But I think this is definitely like up there. I routinely get this to like 20. I think it scales better than these. I think I'll put it at the top of B. But is it better than Caffeine Investor? No, it's right below Caffeine Investor. All right, next we've got Demolition, plus 2 weapon molt for each magazine slot below 10. So this has a limit, right? This can only scale so much, but it is very fast scaling at that point when you're adding, you know, void bullets. You're getting to your lower mag size. Great synergy to try and get stuff like this online. Very quick, very fast scoring. Basically, it's better than Boxing Glove. It's better than you. It's kind of on par with Bandit, to be honest. I think I'll put it right there. All right. Next, we've got... I think this might be another one that I don't have. Man, I should have done all the trials before doing this. All right, what does this paint bucket do, guys? I have done most of the trials. I think there's only a couple left, but I don't know which ones because it doesn't tell me. My throat is so dry and I'm hungry. I'm trying to get through these commons before I gotta eat. Okay. So yeah, what does the paint bucket do? What does this little doodad do? Oh, I do have this one, I think, or at least I've used it. So yeah, graffiti is 50% off. Can be really nice. If that's what this one is. I don't think this... Is this the $1 for... No, I don't think... Is that the one? I actually don't know. Guns? Which one is it? Because I know there was one that made graffiti 50% off. Okay, this is the one that gives you $1. Okay, I haven't used this one before then. But $1 at the end of rounds for each different graffiti. No, that one's the paint roller. You're thinking of the paint roller or whatever it's called. That is... The one where you can buy them directly from the shop is... Or maybe it's this paintbrush. I swear it was the paint roller though. Although I can't see it because I'm blind. Oh, yeah. Isn't it this one? Or is that the 50% off one? It's either this one or this one. The one you're thinking of. Anyway, $8 max kind of sucks. But it is kind of just paycheck, but slightly better. Like, it's so easy to get a couple graffitis. So, I think it's pretty reasonable to just put this right above paycheck. That seems fine to me. Strike. Okay, so strike, you get $1 per perfect round where you haven't missed a single time. If you have Guardian bullets, this goes crazy. Like, you can get this to like $15 really easily. Maybe even more. If you don't have Guardian bullets, it is a little harder, but you can get it up pretty reasonably in the first few rounds where not too much is going on. So I think overall it's pretty fair to say this is like literally just better paycheck. They're like kind of the same, right? All right, big chonky guy. I don't have this guy unlocked, but I did see him in the trial. What does this guy do? I was actually going to get this guy like next. I'm dog at aiming, C tier, then just use the rifle and then it goes crazy. Strike is great. Really, really good support if you can just like lock it in and just go into Guardian bullets. But yeah, what was this guy? I'm trying to remember because I think it might have said in the preview. Yeah. It was per chonk holo, right? I mean, like, it's interesting, but like the problem is a lot of the time you really don't want chonk holos because they take up so much space. So I don't really like this guy. I think I'd rather have Pinata. All right. Actually, like, yeah, put you at the bottom of D. And the next one is Cleaver. 1 weapon molt whenever a normal bullet is destroyed. So this kind of has a limit because like you're not really going to want to add normal bullets just to destroy them. But like you can if you really want the scaling molt. It does scale pretty fast and it scales passively because a lot of the time you just want to get rid of normal bullets and just go into special bullets. So it can work really well. I don't think it works when you convert a normal bullet though, which does kind of suck. At least I don't think it does. It might. And then maybe I didn't know, but I don't think it does. I think it's pretty reasonable to put this like here, maybe. Maybe here. Well, nah, I think bandit's still better. I'll put it there. All right. That is the commons. That is what I have for the commons. I will do a quick look over, but if you disagree, skill issue. Let me know if you disagree. I will probably make this into a video. I'm going to release it in parts, and then I'll do like a big one once I've done them all. But I'm going to call it there for now because I want to go eat. I want to go recover my voice because I've been talking for 2.5 hours straight. I had a great time though. I hope you all enjoyed. I'm sorry if some of my opinions were like really bad. How many hours do I have in Lucky Shot? Okay, I have 50 hours in Lucky Shot. So I've played it a fair amount. I haven't done everything the game has yet. I haven't done all of the content. I haven't even unlocked all the holos. But I feel like I have enough knowledge to have a decent understanding, especially taking knowledge over from Balatro. I at least kind of know the type of stuff you're going to want. I know the value of money. And I really do think that at least most of this list is pretty fair. I think a lot of it makes sense. Hope you all had fun. And I might do another stream in a couple hours where I'll go through the uncommons, all right? So if you're interested, obviously, if you're not already, subscribe, follow on Twitch, all of that stuff. And obviously, I'll send the link in the Lucky Shot Discord if you're interested, or in my Discord. If anyone wants to join my Discord, I do have a link. But yeah, I'll probably will do another stream in a couple hours and finish off the uncommons. Yeah, I'm glad people had fun. Thank you for being here. 07. I can't wave, but bye. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone. I'll make sure to save this stuff. And yeah, I'll probably make this into a video.